Maybe if I get in front of it, I can tell if I'm getting it in there. Right here is that big sign letting us know that this project funded by gas taxes. So this is what the roads look like. This is what they look like. And this is the winter 2018, spring 2019. Okay? And this is, I don't know if you guys can hear the vehicles or not. Going down the street. Again, this is West Leland. I just stopped at West Leland and Sugar Tree. This is horrible. Next car that goes by, I'm just going to be silent for a minute so that you can hear it if they're in this lane. That's what's happening to their tires. This is what's going on. So basically, you can see the markings from the recent work that they did. So basically, right now, our money is going to projects like this. This is what our money is going to, projects like this. And it's frustrating as heck to me because, like I said, it's either 38 cents a gallon or it's 48 cents a gallon right now that we are paying more than the national average. And it's just ridiculous. And like I said before, these little houses, my video got cut off because Daniel was calling me. But these little houses right here on this corner, on the hillside right here, are $800,000, $900,000 houses. These are not cheap houses. That is Delta Vista Lane right there, right at, so if anybody wants to look it up on Zillow and verify what I'm saying, Delta Vista Lane and West Leland Road. This is where I am. Let's see if I can get a good picture of the sign there. And these folks that have paid all this money, this is right up the street from where I am. So that's how we saw this. We were on our way back home. But these folks have paid $800,000 and $900,000 for their homes now. I can't drill in anymore, but yeah, so that's these homes, $800,000, $900,000 at the height of the market, $1 million bucks. But I'm just gonna take for granted that some of them moved in since the market had gone down a little bit. But zoom back out a little bit. But this is what this looks like. That's what these streets look like. And they were supposedly just completed in the spring of this year. Spring of this year. And they put these signs up like we're supposed to be ecstatic and happy and excited. I'm not, folks. I am not. I'm not ecstatic. I'm not happy. I'm not even a little bit okay, especially when I see this. And this isn't the only place. This is just right down the street from where we live. So I'm able to come out here and do a quick video and show what it looks like out here. And so here I am now. I'm gonna go over here and walk back down to the sign so I can get a shot in front of the sign. I'm on my way back down to, let me see if I can't flip it around when it's recording. This is Daniel's phone. I don't know how to operate his phone as well as I do my own. But this is Chestnut Drive and West Leland Road. And I just got through. I'm going to turn the camera around again. Hopefully I'm getting this in the view there to show what the road looks like again. Back here at this marking that says B37 up there. And right here, let me see. Maybe if I get in front of it, I can tell if I'm getting it in there. Right here is that big sign letting us know that this project funded by gas taxes. Folks, if we don't see a problem here in California with that, and I'm going to go ahead and say, I should have prefaced this video by saying, because we have a lot of folks on our YouTube that come to, and Facebook, they come to us saying, oh, you guys should just move to where we are. Move out here. Hi. Move out here to where we are. We'd love to have you as neighbors. We are so flattered that people feel that way about us, because a lot of folks don't. But we're fighters. You know, if we felt like God was telling us to leave, telling us to pack up and leave, we would. But we don't. We feel like God has told us to stay here and fight. We know a lot of conservatives have left this area. But I'm going to put at the end of this video the map of California's last election. And I really want people to start to focus on that. Oh, back into the car. Really would like for people, it's very hot. I heard triple-digit weather today. But I felt like I needed to get that out. Turn my air on. Hopefully you guys can hear me over it, because it is hot. Anyway, we feel like God wants us to be here. We know that if we chose to make some of the purchases that we're making here in California and other states, it would be a whole lot cheaper. And we probably have a whole lot of folks that we agree with surrounding us wherever we went. But, you know, I didn't see Jesus doing that in the Bible. You know, I saw him going to the center, sitting with the wine bibber, and he was really trying to do things to effectively change their hearts, to change the way that they felt. And so we feel like God has us here right now. And we feel like even if we end up being the last of the Mohicans, if we end up being the last here fighting, that's our calling. But again, you know, if God tells us to go, because we also are aware that his judgment comes too. We're very well aware of the judgment of God. We don't take it lightly, you know, the things that are going on here. But we know that there are more than 5 righteous here. And we believe, you know, Abraham believed for the 5 righteous in Sodom and Gomorrah. We believe that we're not quite there yet here in the state of California. We look at the election maps. We have our friends that we commune with, that we speak with every day, you know, and that we encourage ourselves with them, together with them. And we know that they are righteous. You know, they are not for killing babies. They are not for this homosexuality stuff. They are not for oppressing the poor and oppressing the citizens, period, by passing these high taxes over and over. The answer for everything is tax more, tax more. And then, you know, like I shared with a friend today on Facebook, Daniel and I have been privy to, we have been in on these meetings where they are deciding legislation that they want to back with millions. We were on one, they were talking about backing $600 million worth of taxing something. And Daniel asked the question, how are we guaranteed that these monies are going to go to the schools? How are we guaranteed that these monies are going to go to the public infrastructure? And literally he was told, well, we can't guarantee it. It goes into a pool. And there were other older folks that were sitting there around us. You know, of course, everyone took for granted that we were Democrats because we're black in California, but that's not the case at all. So they felt freely to speak around us, but there were others, older folks, that started to voice their concerns, saying things like, well, when you guys wanted to propose this same kind of tax back in the 60s, you did it and the companies up and left. Companies that we thought were going to be here forever. We took it for granted that they wouldn't want to pack up. They were on a coastal region. They wouldn't want to pack up. They wouldn't want to leave. To move a whole plant would be, you know, hard for them, devastating for that company. But they did it, and the jobs left. And they could not answer, even these older folks that saw all of this happening, why we should be pushing and backing the legislation that they wanted to push and back. And folks, I'm going to tell you now, that very legislation that we were there on the ground floor hearing the discussions about hit our ballots. And, you know, it really, really hurts me, because I know people, they see a friendly face. You know, black folks, especially Californians, they're used to Pelosi, they're used to Feinstein. So if they say something, you know, well, I'm Democrat because my grandma was Democrat. And if they say something, they just feel like they drink the Kool-Aid and feel like this is okay. And then later on, they feel it. If you don't feel it at the pumps like we do, because there are certain areas out here that we're paying over $4 a gallon for our gas, because we have an old BMW, but it takes only 91 gas. And so our old BMW is costing us a lot more than what we intended it to when we bought an old vehicle and didn't want to have payments on it. When we look at things, and then our registration has also gone up. That's not really talked about very much. And so it just gets very, very frustrating when folks sip the Kool-Aid and don't think about the fact that, okay, the bridge tolls are going up. They don't think, and why are they going up? Well, because the buses and things have to pay for that gas. They have to pay for that new gas tax. And so even if you are getting on a bus, even if you are riding the BART trains or whatever system of transportation you're using, you're still going to eat those costs. You're going to eat those costs in the grocery stores. Why? Because that food has to be imported. It has to be brought in. There's a big diesel truck that is bringing those packages to those stores to bring you your goods and your food. You know, so you got to just think about these things. It will affect you. Don't think that it will not. And don't look crazy. Ask yourself, if you still have the same school sitting in your neighborhood from 50 plus years ago, which is the case in a lot of California neighborhoods that are paying the most in property taxes and everything else, ask yourself why. Why is this so? Why do we still have the same schools? And then why do we keep having a high changeover of principals and teachers at our local schools? What's going on? Why have I not seen this money hitting my neighborhood? It's because it's being funneled elsewhere, folks. Just like the Pelosi's don't want to see our border wall built. They don't want to see that come to an end. Right now, El Chapo is imprisoned or whatever, but their palms are being greased by the cartel. That is why they want to allow illegal immigrants to continue to come in addition to the fake votes coming in through dead Californians, dead Americans that are being reassigned to illegal immigrants. Don't sip the Kool-Aid. I'm gonna post that map now. God bless y'all.